Hi, my name is Narinder Gill, and it's a pleasure to be part of the Diverse Ed Coach Directory. And today, just share a little bit about myself, my coaching journey, and why I believe coaching is a core intervention for unlocking human potential. Essentially, I think it's a way of being. I came to coaching from an education background, serving as a head teacher of three inner city challenging schools before moving to my current role as School Improvement Director for a primary multi academy trust in the North. My coaching experience really started informally over 3 decades ago, and it was during my third headship I trained as an executive coach, gaining certification with the International Coaching Federation and ENCC. So I'm just going to reflect because I think we all have times in our life that are significant and that create change for us or make us do something different. And for me, it was my third headship, having entered it thinking I understood, I had the knowledge, I felt I had the skills and the expertise, yet I was challenged more than I ever thought I could be. And probably that was naive. Um, in September 2005, when I took on this third headship, I was faced with the need to address the impact of the July 2 and bus bomb attacks in London. It unrooted deep tensions and overnight exposed Beeston, where my school was, to a global gaze. In the aftermath of the bombings, the world's media descended upon the whole community, and New York Times called it the grimmest place in the world to live. So you can just imagine the backdrop within which I'd just entered a new community I was working. And I was faced with competing agendas and perspectives of the British National Party and fundamental Muslims. And for me, the traditional way of working of put teaching and learning, improve the standards, and that knowledge I had wasn't going to work. I had to create a community that wanted to be there, wanted to be proud of being there. And I think I was further shocked by the explicit bias towards a community after 7/7. So for me, for change to truly occur, I had to gain a deeper understanding of myself, the individuals within the school. And I know we say that that's important all of the time, but I had biases within my staff and within my community that I had never faced before, even in my previous headships. So I saw it as an opportunity and I brought in external coaches that were not from an education background, which I felt was really important for me at the time. So we didn't have that bias of and slippage into mentoring. I wanted pure coaching. And during this coaching, I think for me, there was something my coach said to me, because I was also being coached, as were my leaders. She said, "Who are you being?" What a powerful question that was. If you make your values valuable, you can be up to 5 times more effective when you need it most. Now, we all have those values, don't we? They're lamented across our school doors, gates, everywhere on our websites. And for me, I truly understood for the first time the importance of those values within the community that I was serving. And the coaching enabled me and got the best out of me. And I could see how it was working with my leaders. I developed a coaching program for my parents and community. I developed a coaching program for my children that were going to transition into year 7 and 8 and moving off into high school. And I think that became the anchor for us as a school, and that became the platform, because what we had done and what I believe is really important is creating that safe, confidential environment where powerful listening is taking place. And we had to do a lot of listening to each other or listening to ourselves, and unlocking what we believed was the most important way forward. So that journey really illuminated for me the power of coaching. And it enabled me to rethink also the stories I was saying to myself about myself. And when working with senior leaders, we all reflected on how that improved our relationships with ourselves, with each other, with our communities. And I think that provided the platform for change to galvanise and for improvements to take place. And I was proud at the end when I left that headship that coaching became a way of being, and that's why I see it as a core intervention. So moving forward, I don't adhere to any coaching model. I adapt, and as my training taught me, was I dance in the moment to use what's appropriate, and will work for that client at the time. I'm not afraid to challenge and stretch clients, and a lot of people will say that they've had light bulb moments of self-awareness, and that's really paved the way for real sustained change. And that's taking people out of that comfort zone, but holding them lightly and saying, I sit by you, I'm next to you, I'm walking along with you. And that relationship enables that change to be taking place. I think one of the ways in which I try and work is to connect with my clients and have them make choices coming from a powerful perspective, but holding them accountable as resourceful. The person who has the problem also has the solution. And through my recent training a few years ago, multiple brain integration techniques, I use a lot of thinking around how the head, heart, and gut have to be aligned to be a compassionate leader and to make compassionate choices. So I use a lot of breathing exercises, mindfulness in my coaching, but I'm curious always to explore what works for you. What brings you the energy and what drains your energy? And I think it's this process from inside out. And we now know that the head, the heart, and the gut do have a brain themselves. So we do have to work and align with them all. And that's the way in which we can thrive and flourish. I receive regular supervision, which enables me to reflect on the coaching that I provide, and it enables me to improve and be a better version of myself. I also supervise myself, but I think this provides an additional level of assurance. And finally, I've been developing coaching across our trust because I so believe in the power of coaching as transformational. All our leaders are trained as executive coaches. They receive regular supervision and a reflective space to practice their skills. And I've seen an improved resilience, retention, and increased educational outcomes in all our leaders and their schools. And I suppose I champion this as one of the most powerful interventions we can have as a human being, because we are such doers, and in a busy world, just that opportunity to have that space, that pause, that time to reflect, to have somebody sitting next to you, working in a safe way, challenging you out of how you're thinking and holding that mirror up to you to enable you to see different perspectives, different choices, and different resources that you already have. It's an absolute joy to be able to do that. And I would be honoured to work with any one of you or your teams. So thank you ever so much for listening to me. And I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.